All right, well, this is really the final video that I want to make as part of this commercial AE readiness series. So, for any of you that have tuned into this, I keep doing this intro, but I feel like it's important that I reiterate this. For any of you that have tuned into this cold with no context, this is actually like probably the 12th or 13th video as part of a series. So my team should have a description playlist link down below in the bio. Load that on a separate window. Don't click off this. Watch this and then go binge watch that entire series because everything will make sense. Why am I doing this video? For anyone that's just joined me on this little adventure, I've been a tech sales account executive for going on just past 10 years now, and I've been in B2B sales as a whole, not just tech, but just general B2B services for 12 years now. So I have had a wild roller coaster journey from selling at very small companies all the way through to Gartner, to becoming one of the top sellers at Gartner, to crushing my number multiple years in a row, to doing some absolutely whale-sized deals at CrowdStrike. Setting some records in my team and in the region, and then making a jump to Zscaler, to their enterprise sales team. So I've kind of been through this entire journey, and honestly, I take very little to no credit for any of my successes. I have just been really fucking lucky to have some great sales mentors, like people that have, like my managers that I've had in any of my roles have honestly been phenomenal, right? I've just been really lucky, and so a part of me feels blessed, and the other part of me felt kind of guilty that I had all this knowledge, this information, all this stuff that's been invested in me, all this training that I've gone through at all of these companies where they've flown me around the world to train me, and all the real world tactics, right? So that's why I'm trying to like create this content, because hopefully this should help change your life. Like tech sales has literally changed my life. I cannot explain the great things that tech sales has allowed me to do because of the money that I've been able to make. So hopefully it changes yours just as much as it's changed mine, right? And the game is also a little bit different now. So I started in tech sales when you didn't need to be an SDR. I started off as an account executive from the start. And was that a good thing? Probably not, because it was like trial by fire, right? I didn't know how to generate pipeline. I didn't know how to manage a pipeline. I didn't know how to close. Like I had to figure it all out. And then thankfully, I managed to get some phenomenal training when I was at Gartner. I got even better training at CrowdStrike. Then I got like elite tier one sales operator training at Zscaler. So by the time like I got to the stage of the career that I'm in now, I know a lot, right? And so hopefully I can pass that on to you, right? And it makes your life easier. Anyways, I just realized that was a 3-minute waffle. So let me just get into the video. So apologies for waffling for 3 minutes there. Post-sale upsell. Very straightforward, right? You don't need to overcook this. A lot of reps don't understand how easy it is to get upsells. It's actually very easy to get upsells. Okay, so this is your process, right? So just take notes and just do this. Like I'll literally give you the exact playbook. Okay, so conduct quarterly business reviews. All right. So what I mean by that is when you do the kickoff call with your customer, so the customer has officially come on board, you've sold the deal, or maybe like you're an account manager. You might be an account manager actually listening to this. So you haven't done the business development and you haven't sold the deal, but now you have the deal handed to you. So what you want to do is calendar quarterly business reviews. So literally every quarter, just go 90 days at a time. If it's a 2-year contract, you will have 8 quarterly business reviews. And all you do is just set up 8 calendar invites, like immediately upon kicking off the partnership, or maybe if it's a 1-year contract, you set up 4, but this just goes in the calendar, right? Like this is literally day 1. You just go, hey, I'm going to send you quarterly business reviews. And on those quarterly business reviews, we're going to discuss feedback on the service, what value you're getting, and I'm going to give you some value as well. So what you do is just put that in the calendar, very straightforward. And then what you do for each quarterly business review, very straightforward. Firstly, updates on customer priorities. And surprise, surprise, you're probably going to guess what I'm going to tell you to do. You're going to pull up a value proposition, right? So again, for anyone that has just hopped into this video and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is this thing? Go back and watch my entire series. And on the discovery prep and discovery execution series, I talk about how you create what's called a value proposition or a one-page summary of the customer. I made your life easier, so you can thank me later. I literally have a template here and I have a GPT prompt for you. So it's pretty idiot proof. And I explain it on my discovery prep and execution video. So load that in a separate window. Don't get off this. And then go watch that and then just watch the rest of my videos because it'll all be useful for you. Trust me. So you will have updates on the customer priorities with a value prop. So you should be able to take the value prop that you use to sell, meaning like the BD collateral that you used, and then you should just constantly be updating that, right? So you should be updating that like every second week or every catch up that you have with the customer. You're just like, hey, just give me an update on the priorities. Has anything changed? Here's what we have. Here's that sort of one-page summary of your business. Have any of the strategic priorities changed? Have any of the technology priorities changed? So this is like a real live breathing document that is constantly changing and evolving based off the customer's goals and how that's evolving, right? The next thing is you're going to have analytics and insights from the partnership. Okay. So what I mean by that is essentially your platform or whatever software, whatever solution you're selling, that should be generating some sort of reports, right? Like you should have some sort of automated report feature, hopefully. So you want to be showing all of that, right? And that's basically to show that the solution's working and B, it's doing some stuff in the background, okay? So 1, open off with the value proposition. 2, show them some insights around the partnership, some value around the partnership. 3, this is where you can start to do your upsell stuff. New features, releases, and new products, right? So when I used to do quarterly business reviews when I was at Zscaler, what I'd typically do at this point is I would start to talk about, hey, in the last quarter, we've brought out these capabilities within the existing solution set. We've also brought out new capabilities and new products, and what I would usually do is take note of all of their updated customer priorities. So like when we're going through the value prop, I would be taking note of all of the customers' updated priorities. And then what I would usually be doing is suggesting a few things to them, right? I'd say, hey, look, we've got this new product, right? This new product could potentially be aligned to this new set of projects that you're working on. It could potentially be a good fix. I don't know, but I'd love to explore that with you. Would you be open to just having a bit of a briefing session or an information session, right? And so what I'd usually do is off the back of my QBRs, I would find like 1, 2 to sometimes like 5 of these different ways that we could potentially help. And then I'd be like, hey, can we do a briefing session, right? And then this is where the sale starts. This is where the upsell starts, because you might be wondering, what do you do on that briefing session? Well, obviously you brief them on the new products. But then what you can also do is you literally restart your sales process right back at discovery, right? So this whole thing, it's like a flywheel, right? Like you start off with the sales process to close the customer. And then when you upsell them, you use the quarterly business reviews to start off a sales process again. And you literally go through the same thing. You do the demo. So you validate pain and urgency. You follow the exact same script. You go through a discovery, you validate pain and urgency. Then you go to a demo. Then you go to a post-demo feedback meeting. Then you go to a go, no go meeting. This is a bit of an iffy one if you're doing an upsell, because technically they're customers already. But with that said, if you're not dealing at the right level, it doesn't hurt. Also, at this point, you should have a relationship with the executive, right? So whoever the person is, that's kind of like that big dog who's the economic buyer, you should have a relationship with them. So this should be easy enough. Run the proof of value for the upsell and then close them again, right? Like it's literally a flywheel. You go through this journey again and again and again and again. You use the QBR to keep driving new conversations. And this is how you grow an account from 100 grand a year to 200 grand a year to $500,000 a year to $1 million a year to $2 million a year. Like, this is how you grow accounts. Okay. So that is a very rapid overview of how to do upsells. And it's not rocket science, right? Like the sales process itself, the sales motion itself is very much the same, right? Like whatever you use for business development is the same sales motion that you use for upsells. So you don't need to overcomplicate that. The only thing that's really different is leveraging a QBR, right? So go ahead, use this, hope it's useful. And I will see you on the next video if I decide to drop one more video on the commercial AE readiness series. I'm not sure. There is kind of a final video I'm tossing up making, which is just anything I haven't covered. But if I don't do that, like, good job on watching this entire series if you've hung with me this entire way. This is a constant kind of reminder. So keep coming back to this, keep taking notes, keep referencing different parts and different parts of the series, because you're going to go through active sales cycles and you're going to need refreshers. And if you're struggling or you just want to take yourself to the next level and you really want to understand how to implement this stuff, then that's where I come in, right? I don't like to focus on, I don't like to kind of gatekeep information, but I do gatekeep implementation, right? Like I want to be the one that helps you implement, but I don't care about, giving my trade secrets away. Like I want you to use this stuff. So hope that was useful, and I'll catch you on the next one.